Throughout the stories, which include the Alien and Predators, there's been a few times when some characters come back for another story. This includes humans, xenomorphs, predators, and even androids. One of the stories that is easily overlooked is what happened to Bobby Sheldon. He was the little boy whose family was attacked by a group of predators on the planet Ryushi. This group of Yahuchua were originally led by Dashande, an honorable and experienced hunter, but when he was injured by a human, Dashande was presumed unable to command his group, and so another young predator self-promoted himself as their new leader. He took this group on a path of revenge. This is when they came across the home of the Sheldon family. Unlike Dashande, the new predator leader did not follow a path of honor. Tishind would order his group to eliminate Bobby's dog, father, and mother. However, he ran off and managed to escape on a hoverbike. Taking off at fast speeds, the predators were unable to follow. He makes his way to a human settlement on Prosperity Wells. There he is taken care of and even meets Dashande in the medical area. He screams out because the ones who killed his parents look just like Dashande. He saw them as monsters. This comic book story also included the character Machiko Noguchi. But this is when Bobby Sheldon is last mentioned in the story until another comic book story came out, and it was called Alien vs. Predator: The Web, and it was printed in black and white. It opens up with a scene overlooking space. Someone has set up a signal to bait other life forms to its location. While this is aimed for a specific target, it sometimes is picked up by humans. We are then introduced to a crew aboard a ship. During hypersleep, the ship's navigational computers were damaged, and the exterior sensors are now offline. The ship has also drifted off course the entire time. They have no idea where they are. Then, out of nowhere, they pick up a computer-activated distress signal. They lock onto it and head towards its location, not knowing its origin or what awaits them. When they land on the planet, the signal leads them to some type of orbital factory, and it's been there for years. This could mean big money for the crew, if they can salvage anything from it and bring it back to base. But they are not the only life forms here. They are immediately attacked by xenomorphs. They suffer casualties right away, but are able to find an open hatch and escape for now. Moments later, a mysterious voice speaks to them, advising them that they are safe. The xenomorphs will not chase them inside. They are held back by a protective pheromone. The survivors are then introduced to Robert Sheldon, a multi-billionaire industrialist. He says to them, "I have existed and worked here for 30 years. Mr. Sheldon was waiting to get revenge on the predators that stole his future. He tells them that he was born on Ryushi. His family wanted a fresh start at life, but their lives were taken away when they came, the predators led by Tishind. Robert Sheldon devoted his life to eradicating his parents' killers. His intellect was his weapon against them." It turns out that the human ship was being followed by predators. They were lured by the signal to bring more hunters to the planet. The xenomorphs would serve as a distraction for the predators. Mr. Sheldon could then implement the final phase of his plan. He originally used to hire mercenaries to stalk the predators, but later on, his plans ended up changing. The signal, the derelict spaceship, the planet, it was all a trap. Once the hunters were lured here, they would engage in their usual hunt, and while they were distracted by xenomorphs, he would then launch a tactical missile and destroy them. The ship will be shielded by local vegetation, which would absorb the radiation. Then in 6 months' time, his alien army will be seated again. The humans then ask this question to Sheldon: "What about us? This isn't our fight." But Sheldon does not permit them to leave, because it could compromise his security. He plans to use their bodies for something, but they fear for their lives and try to run away, shooting anything that tries to stop them. When they find an exit, they see an intense battle between predators and xenomorphs. The remaining survivors run through the battlefield, moving as fast as they can, before the missile makes impact. They make it back to their ship, hop on board, and take off right away. But it seems they did not have enough time. Despite their brave efforts in trying to escape, their ship is caught in the blast radius, and they are obliterated. After the explosion, Sheldon's robots go out to pick up any xenomorph bodies, and the cycle continues, but he also realizes something. His mission started out as revenge, but now it's something more. It's now for pleasure. He has become a monster to kill monsters. a predator amongst predators. Now, one thing I want to point out is during the first story, the little boy is named Bobby Sheldon, but in the AVP web story, he is named Robert Sheldon. Either it could be the same person with a different nickname or an entirely different character, but since the image of the families seem to match, I would only assume it's the same person. So that covers the story of Bobby Robert Sheldon. It's a rather short story, but I like how they made that connection in the AVP The Web comic book story. If you like these kinds of videos, then subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram, so follow me on those platforms. Thanks for watching. My name is Carlos, or Acid Glow, and I'll see you on the next hunt.